Welcome. Welcome to. Oh, let me adjust the camera here for a second. Okay, hello. Hello. My name is RJ from Casual Hardcore Gamers, and today we are going to change things up a little bit from our Dark Souls live streams that I was doing. We're doing Little Nightmares 1, the Enhanced Edition, specifically going for the Hard to the Core trophy. Now, I've done this on PS4 once already, and so I do know how it works. I do know what I need to do. But I'm going to do it for PS5, and I'm doing it live so I can get the footage for it, because it's going to go towards a greater video that I'm working on, covering all the Little Nightmares games, including Little Nightmares 3 when that drops next week. And also, we got our first viewer here, Seraphi. Hello. I know that name. I've seen it before. I believe seen it in Gemini's live streams before. Hello, welcome. Thank you for the eyeballs as well. I see there, the solidifying where you came from. Let me know if you have gotten the Heart of the Core achievement or trophy. I'm very curious just to hear about that. Like I said, I've already done this before. For the most part, it's fine. I've read online there's like a debate amongst the fans whether the time limit is the challenge or the no death part is the challenge. Personally, to me, it's the no death part. The hour actually isn't that bad. It was just the no death part because specifically with chapter 2, chapter 2 in particular has like one spot in which is like the run killer that I feel most fans already know what it is. And like chapter 3 and 4, there's a couple spots that things can get a tad bit tricky, but it's pretty much fine. But it's just that chapter 2 part, man, I hate it. I hate it so much. Also, welcome Kip. Hello. I saw you earlier in Gemini's live stream. Thank you for coming to stop by. Let me know if you have the Heart of the Core trophy. I love to find out if you do or not. And let me know how it was for you. I already have it myself. I have it on PS4. I'm now going to get it on PS5. So I'm putting myself through this twice. But thank you for coming by. Appreciate the support from Gem. It's kind of funny how he's not the first one here. You would think the guy who shepherded you guys here isn't here, but I'm sure he will be here very soon. I'm gonna be taking notes or something because I'm gonna try and get it. Oh yeah, awesome, man. Hey, kudos to you. I hope you do. Oh man. Oh, I needed that water. Like I was saying earlier, I think personally it's the no death part that is the challenge. It's not really the time limit. I think like if you play through the game once, twice, 3 times, whatever, a few times, and you know where everything's supposed to be in each of the chapters, the time really doesn't matter. It becomes more how do you get through all of the hazards as efficiently as possible so you don't die. That's really where it sucks. However, maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but there is an exploit to get that makes that really helps with this trophy, and I actually used it on my PS4 playthrough. What up, Detective Fallen? OG, haven't seen you in a fat minute, man. Glad to see you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. But the exploit is so if you've ever noticed, when you die, the game saves for some reason. I don't know why it wants to count that, but it saves. And there's like, the signature eye symbol on the bottom right corner. Well, people have found out that if, like, let's say you're about to die from a fall, you slipped off the stairs or you missed a jump or something, right? Well, while you're falling, if you can catch yourself fast enough and pause and reset the game, or restart the checkpoint in the pause menu, it doesn't count as a death. And people have also said it doesn't even add to the time. the overall time to like your total playthrough, because people have said like I had to restart like 5 times or something and I still got the trophy. So it's a super helpful exploit. I personally used it too, to get past that chapter 2 spot, because it is a pain in the ass to get through, because it's so finicky and it's so like it just doesn't work. So like it's the part with the janitor, and you need to climb up his bookshelf after you like you push like a toy chest down, go down like a wooden board, and then you're underneath and you see the janitor. Then he goes to another room, you need to throw a monkey to distract him, and then go to the other side, and then there's a bookshelf you need to climb. For some reason, I don't know why, but the lining on that just doesn't work. It's just impossible, and that's usually the biggest run killer. It was there that, because for some reason I can never get it the first try, but then the second try I would always get it. I don't know why, but I did use it on that particular part, and then I used it. I know I used it again chapter 4, because I just wasn't sure if I was going to make it through the table running through the hands. It just felt a bit off, and I didn't want to risk it. And then I used it again, but I can't remember where. It might have also been chapter 4, but yes. But the restart exploit does work. It is super helpful. But gotta keep in mind though, if you see the pause or the save symbol when you die, you're screwed. You gotta start over from scratch. So if you're not fast enough to catch yourself before you die, like for instance with the janitor part, like if you're climbing up the bookshelf and you just got a bad feeling in your jimmies, you just feel it in your jimmies that like you're gonna die, like he's gonna catch you, just restart. Just don't chance it, just restart, because you start right underneath him anyway, so like you're not even getting pushed back very far. So just do that, and just and save yourself the time. Like I may give myself like maybe one try. Like if I get to that part and I fuck up, I might just do one restart to see if I can try to get it. I guess full legit whatever. But like I'm not trying to be here for 5 hours just because letting my pride or like my hubris stop me. So I am not above that. So we will definitely be using it if it just becomes too much. Like it is just pissing me off, because without that one part of the game, most of it was fine. Like 95% of it was totally fine. Because chapter 1 is not too crazy until you get to the very end with the second eye spotlight eyeball, and then chapter 3 is also fine until the very end as well. Because if you don't line up the hook, like if you just don't get lucky lining up yourself with the hook to grab onto, you can you might get caught. And then chapter 4 is mostly fine except for that. For me, it's the table you gotta run across, like the first one. That one just always kind of freaks me out a little bit, but that's the only part there. And then like chapter 4 is like, chapter 5 is just non-chapter, like it's non-consequential. Like no, you're not gonna die chapter 5. So yeah, so 1 and 5 are totally fine, and then 2, 3, 4 have like one spot each, but it's really only chapter 2 that like it's like really finicky. So like most of it is totally okay. But yeah, detective man, I'm glad to see you, man. I be seeing you in the Discord still, still holding the torch, for everybody. I see you there. I don't really say much anymore in those chats, but I do see y'all, still pushing the grind. Keep doing your thing, but it wouldn't be so casual for you to not be above that. We are here for a good time. It's just like I get it. Like some people are sweaties. I get that, and with everything that they do, like every game, bro. I've not been I was from the generation where cheat codes were in every game. Every single game had cheat codes, So like, and I've used the shit out of those. So like, you best believe I will take advantage of that. And also because for me, I rectify it with the fact that there's plenty of games that I've had to play and many platinums that I've gotten where I was not able to cheese anything. It was just all skill. You know, you had to just learn it, grind it, and just get at it. Like, for instance, Crash Bandicoot. I love Crash Bandicoot. Favorite series, right? Play them to death. Not most of the spin-offs, mainly the OG trilogy, CTR, and in Crash 4. Mainly that. I haven't really messed with the other games. But when they remade them, I got the platinum for all 3 games, but the one that was really an issue was Crash 1, because Crash 1 already sucked, and it still sucks. It's so hard. And the time trials were just absolutely brutal, but I got the platinum for it. When they did Crash 4 a few years ago, that game is heralded as one of the toughest platinums to get now, because of how hard everything is. It's just ridiculous. But I got the platinum for that, you know. And there's no hacks, there's no glitches, there's no nothing, or maybe there are, but I don't know what they are. So like that was all me, all me, by myself. And so like, because I've had to do so many games where I couldn't cheat anything, or those games where I can't, I'm gonna take it, bro. Like, I don't got time to be sitting here for hours and hours just because I'm a hubris. You know, maybe teenage RJ would do that, but not anymore. Anyways, but hey, but Painted Gold, like, if you are a sweaty, man, power to you, dog. Like, I'm not mad at you by any means. You do you. And there's plenty of games where I was a sweaty, you know, or I am still a sweaty. Like, there's like Nioh 2, if you played that, it's like a Souls-like. Dog, like, I put like 1,000 hours into that game, okay? Like, so I get it, like, absolutely. But just for certain, like, if I can't avoid it whenever possible, I'm gonna take it. But anyways, Kip says, this is random, but I found a crazy glitch in the Enhanced Edition. If you stand on a line in the room before you eat the gnome, the background will start glitching. Huh. I didn't even know that. Did not know that at all. I will keep this in mind. So, I know Gemini sent a lot of you guys here, and I'm really happy, thankful for you. But he is the theorist, you know. I enjoy these games. I like the series. You know, like I pre-ordered the 3rd game, ready for it to go. I'm gonna be playing that. I'm making a huge video on covering all the Little Nightmares games and their trophies. But like, I don't have the knowledge and like the insights that Gemini does. So like, you guys are probably gonna blow my mind with like anything that you tell me about the game, because actually I'm probably going to be ranting about things that I saw in the game and I have questions about, because I don't understand anything. But anyways, but I appreciate you letting me know about that. Glitches in the upgrade already. Yeah. Okay, RJ, do you know if there's a Heart of the Core in LN3 yet? Gem said you're doing the platinum run on it. So no one knows. Gemini doesn't even know. Because with trophies and achievements, those are not available until the developer uploads them to the respective servers, and that works for both Xbox and PlayStation, and I imagine even with Steam, because I know Steam has achievements. And so every once in a while, a game's achievements or trophy list will get leaked, but that's not that common. Usually it's just whenever the developer uploads it. Now, with the game coming out on the 10th, I believe, right? Is it the 10th or the 9th? I know it's next Friday, but what day is that? Let me check. The 10th, yes, the 10th. So with the game coming out on the 10th, what can happen, I have seen some games get their trophies uploaded like a week before the game's out. Sometimes it's not until the day of the game's release. So for now, nobody knows. Gemini doesn't know. What's the other guy? It's just Jordan. He wouldn't know if you asked him. Nobody knows, and no one's gonna know unless the trophy list gets leaked or until Supermassive uploads the list. So I don't know if it has a Heart of the Core. I pray to God that it doesn't. Only because I was very happy that LN2 didn't have it, only because I didn't think that it would work. Because I played the platinum that game too, and I was just thinking, as I'm playing through, I'm like thinking like this would have been an absolute nightmare, pun intended, if they had it included that trophy in LN2. Only because it's a lot more complicated and there are more things happening mechanically. And also, don't even get me started about chapter 2 in Ellen and Little Nightmares 2. That chapter alone would have made that trophy impossible, because you cannot control that sledgehammer or pipe or whatever to kick out those clay kids. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get mad. I know Little Nightmares fans here, but that chapter drove me nuts. That drove me up the wall. I know it, which one I know is Gemini's favorite chapter. He hates and loves the teacher at the exact same time with the exact same amount of energy, and that's his favorite chapter. But it was the exact opposite for me. And it was mostly because they were trying to do a lot of new things in it, but I don't think it worked. Like that melee thing, oh my god, I was just like, how is this so bad? Like, if they had maybe just let us lock on, it would have been 1,000 times better. But like, that also wouldn't have really fit with Little Nightmares like mojo. So I can see why they didn't do it, but it also needed it at the same time. Like, it was so hard. So trying to do that, not dying, and beating the game within a time limit would have just been astronomically insane. Unless they had the same exploit where you could just like restart or save, restart the game before a checkpoint thing, whatever. If you could do that, then okay. But otherwise, like, oh my, I couldn't even imagine it, because chapter 1 I could do. Chapter 1 I could absolutely do, no issue. Chapter 3 it can get a bit tricky with the mannequins, but I imagine like I would just need to have like a really good run, and I could just get through it. But that would be a little bit annoying. Chapter 4 actually would have been totally fine. Yeah, chapter 4 it's once you know where everything's supposed to be, like everything's coming, chapter 4 is actually fine. And chapter 5 actually sucks too. Actually, let me just I'm about to throw a fit. Chapter 5. That 6th boss fight, and Jem, I'm about to have some words with you on that 6th boss fight. Bro, trying to like maneuver through the walls, and then with the hammer, and then like calling her, and like, I hated it. And if I had to do it 3 times, and like 2 of the times are almost the exact same, just somehow the 3rd one's worse, I was just like, how is this the best they could do? And I think that's like, when it comes to things like moments like that, unfortunately it shows Tarzier's weaknesses, and that's not where they shine. Where they shine is like everything else. Like the monster design, the world design, the way they do fear, whereas we're atmospheric, and like the world building and putting the pieces together, and like the riddles and puzzles things, that's where they shine. They shine spectacularly with that. But when it comes to anything a bit more robust and a bit more bigger, it's clear where where Tarzier we're lacking, which is fine. Like, not every studio can do everything great, but like it was just very apparent when it came to moments like that, when like anything combat wise, anything remotely resembling combat, it was like Tarzier was just like, I don't know what to do. Do you know what to do? I don't know what to do. So like, let's just throw a hammer in a little swirly box and have him hit it a few times, boop, and and then call it good. Like that's just like, what is that? What is that? You put me through 5 hours. You put me through 5 hours of going through a game and doing all the stuff with 6, and then I feel bad for 6, and then I feel like, oh wait, what happened to 6? And then I'm like, why is 6 crazy? Why is she big? And then it's like, oh, to solve it, I gotta hit a goddamn riddle box or whatever those things are called, music box, and then like, oh, there we go. It's like, what? Like, it's just, it's upsetting. It was upsetting, and this is from like this is someone like I like I said, like I'm not like the hugest biggest Die Hard fan. I'm more like a outside looking in type of deal. So it's like, from my perspective, from like I guess more of a casual stance on things, it was a bit like questionable, I guess you could say. Like, because it's like I know when to glaze Little Nightmares, and I know when to lay off a bit and kind of take away some of those flowers. But anyway, let me see if I can get back to the chat here. I'm like Gemini now. I'm 20 miles behind the chat. Runaway Cobra's here. What up? Painted Gold. Ask us. We love it. We love it too. Not as clever as Gem, but we know most things. Okay, I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, the school on H2CC would be impossible. Mannequins would be hard. Yeah, like you're saying. Like I said, the same thing. The bullies in the school are so annoying. Yes, they are. Skill use you, Gemini. You can suck my balls. Okay, I'm gonna throw a fit. Yeah, I'm losing it. Yo, okay, so the Shadow Kids actually didn't piss me off that much. And I imagine you're talking about the ones from the DLC in Little Nightmares here. For the I didn't like go through it and get like pissed. Like I wasn't like really mad per se. It was like like I could see why it could be frustrating. And there was I did get stuck like momentarily like in the big library section with them, but like I don't know, they didn't boil my blood like the bullies did in LN2, or I'm about to throw a fit again. Second DLC of this game can go to hell. I hate that DLC. It sucks. I didn't get it. It was that felt like so much filler. It was absolutely like once I realized what the goal was, I was like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? I didn't understand that like the furnace was the key to everything. Like how was I supposed to understand that the furnace was the key to everything? Like there's a lot of gigantic things in this game that have no point at all, or they're just there for world building or something. How was I supposed to understand that this furnace was the key to everything and that you needed the gnomes, all the gnomes to be putting stuff in the furnace? Like what? I didn't understand that. I was like, this doesn't feel. I don't feel like I'm moving the plot. I don't feel like I'm doing anything. Like it felt like busy work, and then I couldn't and then the game glitched on me, and like I couldn't like go up because I realized I was like, okay, it looks like I need to just go up. I couldn't go up because I was like, okay, so I'm trying to count the gnomes, and they're constantly moving, those little tiny little shits, so I can't even count them all. Because they're moving. I'm like, I'm going to pause the game and try to see if I could count how many I had and realize that I was short. And now I'm going every which way to figure out, okay, did I miss them over there? Did I miss them over here? And then I finally found them. And I was like, all right. I was like, I'm so done. I'm so done. I'm so done. And especially with the stupid one where you have to, I told Jem this when I was done. I was ranting him so hard. He can attest to this. The one that's in the jar, dude, I almost threw my controller at the TV. I was so pissed. When I looked that up and I found out what you needed to do, I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, you have to jump underneath it because it's supposed to copy? How was I supposed to know that they copy your movements? And Jem is like, well, if you when you're playing a 6 and you hug them, if you jumped, you would have noticed that they jumped too. How the... Why would I have ever needed to jump near them? I never do. You don't have a reason to unless you just want to do it. But why would I want to do it? Like, that makes no sense. How was I supposed to know that they copy? I mean, I know they sometimes kind of follow me around, but like, how does that help me with the jar? And how was I supposed to know that they copy you? I just... Oh man. Okay. You know what? I'm just... I'm like 1,000 minutes in and I haven't even started. I haven't pressed play yet. Anyways, Runaway Cobra, do I have the masks? I do have a few. The game comes with them already unlocked. And those 5 masks. And so I'm gonna do this run with the Fox masks because that wasn't in the original version. At least it wasn't in mine. Because I bought the complete edition on PS4 for this game, and it came with these 3 ones to the right. These two left ones weren't in my version, and I don't know if this is a bonus thing or something, but they look cool, so I'm gonna choose the Fox one and move on with my day. Also, Notorious Base, I do see you. What up, dog? Good to see you in the stream, homie. Hope you're doing well. Hope those Resident Evil things are doing great for you. I'm sure you're salivating at the Resident Evil 9 stuff coming up soon. Anyways, trying to figure out, because what they did with this game is the enhanced edition. When I started it, you have 3 save files, which is cool. And so I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to just keep. Fuck, I'll just do a new game. Fuck it, I don't care. Let's do start 6. Sorry, we'll start from. Ooh, it gives me times now. Hell yeah, I actually have a time now. Heck yeah, because on PS4 there was no times. You didn't know how long you play. I heard on Steam you could find out probably through like other files, like other files that PC allows you to have. But on PlayStation, you had no idea how long you played the game. So even with me going through, because this first file here, that's with me pretty much getting everything in the game, and like all the lamps, all the vases, all the gnomes, and like, you know, the other miscellaneous trophies, like throwing the food in the pot, the piano, things like that. That's pretty much me getting every other trophy in the game, and it was only an hour and 20 minutes. I was only 20 minutes shy of getting it, and that was me with me getting everything, as Gemini likes to say. So that gives me hope. That kind of just goes to show you that the time limit really isn't that much of a factor, as long as you know how everything's, you know, where everything's at. Obviously, for a first few playthroughs, we don't understand. If you don't memorize everything, then yes, I can see the time limit being a bit of a factor. But once you do, the time really isn't as much of a factor as the no death part is. Anyways, let me just get into. I'm sorry, new fave file. We'll play 6. We'll get through this. Let's see if we can do this. Oh goodness. Fit officially thrown, bro. Don't get started, man. Don't get started on these fits, man. I will fit like this, like you've never fitted before, like you've never seen a fit before. All right, yeah, Notorious, he is very excited. I appreciate. You know what's funny though? I don't know if you know a little game called Neo. But it's funny because Resident Evil comes out in February. Well, Neo 3 comes out in February as well. So we all eating good when it comes February. Also, Kit Kat, I do see you with your 7 different eyeballs. Hello. Thank you for joining. Just in time for me to start. I was just ranting and having a fit for like 20 minutes. Ooh, cool mask. I have a cool mask. All right, we gotta just run right into it, boys. All right, so we're just going. We're just going, and we are going to be hopping. Also, pro tip, this sprint jump is the fastest way to travel, as long as you don't run into goddamn pipes. So make good use of that, as long as she has stamina. She does run out of stamina, which is funny. Again, it's kind of fun. The games I've been playing lately, I've been making, like, Jen's been getting mad at me because I keep calling them Souls-like, so they have like Souls-like elements, and this is now another one because it has a stamina system, just like Dark Souls. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? Little Nightmares Dark Souls game. All right, so we're just gonna be. So this first, like, for the first good part of this game or this chapter, it's really inconsequential. Nothing really happens. But we did pass by a vase earlier. I just passed by one. You can get the first trophy here to bounce on the bed a few times if you wanted to. That's the first opportunity to get that. I've read that apparently there are other opportunities to get that trophy, because there's multiple beds you can jump on, including this one later in this chapter, actually, that you can jump on. Oh shit, I ran in the mud. Oh no, I ran in the mud. Okay, and here's our first gnome, but we're not gonna mess with him. We're just going to go. I guess what's really cool about the save file is that you can back out of the game. You don't have to do the playthrough in one, like, sit down sitting. As long as you haven't, like, died or anything, you can quit out of the game, and you know, start over, not start over, but you can quit out of the game and come back to it. And so I guess with this version, it allows you to see where you're at, which is really nice, because you couldn't do that before. You had like no way of knowing if you were, I mean, unless you were tracking it yourself on a stopwatch or your phone or something like that, you would have no way of knowing, you know, if were you making good time, are you behind schedule, or are you not? You had no way of knowing, but now you kind of can, which is very nice. Okay. This is probably the first part where things get a little tricky, because you have these balance beams. I would recommend not rushing the balance beam sections. You should have enough time still to kind of, you know, take your time with these, especially having noticed on PS5 coming from PS4. Like, I don't know, like the controls seem just a bit more wonky. Like PS4, they felt very precise. I mean, like jank, but still precise. Whereas I feel I have a little bit less control on the PS5 controller, which is very odd, but in any sense. Don't rush them. Just don't. You. The time's not that tight to where you need to rush things like that, especially when there's when you're at risk of dying at those sections. What's funny is it's funny how 6 has a stamina system, and I don't know why they had, because Mono in LN2, he doesn't really seem to have one, but at the same time, he doesn't run for as extended periods of time as 6 does. So maybe that's also why it's not as noticeable, but I don't think he has one. Or at least if he does, it's not as noticeable as like 6's, where she like hunches over and such. But anyways. Oh, by the way, there's gonna be no glitches. I don't know any. That's the first reason. And also you don't need them. You could still finish the game with like 8 minutes to spare, or something like that. So, but yeah, this is not going to be a glitch run. Which I know, for those that know them, you can get this done in like a little over a half hour. But like I said, I don't know. I'm glad you guys like the fox mask. I mean I was between that or the lady's mask. I mean I think that's the lady at least. They both looked really cool. They both just looked better than the masks that were from the PS4 version, like by a landslide. Okay, also pro tip on this first spotlight, what you can do is you can kind of just go underneath of it, and it will not be able to get you. You'll be in the blind spot the whole time. So that's an easier way to get through it. Maybe it's longer, I don't know, but you can just immediately just go without having to worry. So, pro tip. Also, I'm going to be calling these pro tips just to piss off Jem, because I'm sure they are not pro tips. I just want to piss him off. Alright. Hello, janitor. And I know, like, some people, like, I've done the same thing. Like, people want to kind of, like, sneak out just as soon as they can. But, like, honestly, just let them leave. Just wait for them to leave. You'll still make it. I know, like, time trial things make you feel like you need to cut, you want to cut your times whenever you can, and I absolutely understand that. I've done plenty of time trial stuff in games, but you really don't need to. However, I'm not certain if you can run right away here, and I never have, nor have I ever tried it. So I don't run away just yet, or start running just yet. I kind of just do it when I get closer to the door frame. Also, in every vent, just as like a good rule of thumb, just turn your lighter on. You never know which ones you'll be able to see and which ones you won't. So I just always turn it on. There's just no point of not having it. And we're gonna come to our first hunger. Now here's another pro tip. Every time this happens, she usually goes through like in 3 stages. In between them, she is still going slow, but you can still do the jump thing and cover more distance a bit quicker. You could even do it after this one too. It's usually after the 3rd one where you can't jump, because she's like almost at a crawl. So like this one, after this one, you can't do it. Okay, we gotta wait for this boy. Give me that bread, boy. Give me that bread. Okay. You can also just sprint right through this room. Janitor won't follow you. Okay, see, like, now that's a pro tip. I didn't know that, and I still won't even try it, because that still sounds like it'd be too scary for me. Actually, I think it's because I've been caught there. I have been caught there, I think, before he like left the room. So I think that just like haunted me and made me too scared to try. Also, I have died here. I have died here. I have fallen off here because of the controls. Like, you think you're going straight, and you're not. You're just not going straight. The game just decided that you are not going straight. Okay. Huzzah! Will you grab the chain, child? Okay. No, I remember, like, I remember, I don't know if it was Jem or someone else a long time ago. I remember this part, like, this whole, like, chain bit here, like, giving somebody I was watching, like, a whole lot of trouble. And I think they were talking about something in relation to the Heart of the Core. But, like, I don't know, like, I haven't really had any issues with this part. I know it gets a bit tricky to, like, line her up, but, like, I don't know, I've never had any issue. If anything, I get more pissed off in this section, but it's okay. And man, playing this game, it is crazy how jank this game is. Like, sometimes it's just out of control. Okay, like, come on. I pressed X. Does X happen? No. Okay, and push that down. Alright. Alright, so chapter 1 is almost done. We just have to just get through the second spotlight, which does get a little tricky. I have those. I think the winning Gem. I think when you look at the footage that I'll eventually send you, the winning attempt, like when on my winning go here, for that run, I think I actually did get caught by the spotlight, but like it doesn't immediately kill you, and I was close enough to the other door frame that I was able to get through. It was super clutch. Also, I know I should have the spotlight, my lighter on. I do not, because I can from my TV I can see her. Anyways, so this part is a little tricky. It kind of depends on where that cart is when you start this. But we got through. All right, GG's. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. But that is gonna be a wrap for chapter 1. And alright, chapter 1 is wrapped up. Good to go. Let me pause real quick. Catch up with here. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm gonna go back a little bit to make sure I can see some stuff. Okay, I don't know why, but I keep thinking your bed is a piano. I think you've been playing a little too much Little Nightmares, Kit Kat. Okay, mad skills, taking notes. You can also just sprint through. Okay, it's Mr. Tickles. Wait, his name's Mr. Tickles? What? Who's Mr. Tickles? Alright, this bread boy has to be feasted. Dark 6 spotted. Okay. Give me that bread. Okay, also if you make 6 trip on the spot that triggers her hunger, it stops it, but 6 will slow down. What the heck? Okay, you see, like, this kind of like pro tips. You see, those are real pro tips. That I did not know. I have, like, gotten it to the point where, like, I tripped at a spot where, like, it like triggered a little later, I think. But that's probably the best I've ever got it. Heart of the Core is just complaining at 6 for being slow. I mean, she is slow, man. She really is. I mean, she's not slow. It's just that she has stamina. That's what sucks. I don't think Mono has stamina, in his game, but 6 does, and that's what makes it such a pain. Is that she has to slow down after a while. Anyways, Kit Kat says, "I'm sorry, I need to sleep now." You need to. You don't need to sleep. Who needs sleep? Be like Gemini. Be a cyborg. I'm just playing. But I think. But thank you for joining, though. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a good night, and I will see you whenever I see you again. And okay, Smooth JGG. Fipsy's in the house. All right. What up? Hey, man. I don't know if you're going for this too, or if you already got it, but best of luck to you, dog. And okay, Fipsy, okay, all right, cool. Well, with that, we were gonna get going chapter 2, which is honestly this is where the ride could stop. I don't know. I'm kind of still debating whether or not I want to use the exploit here, like on this try, or if I want to let it go once and then if I mess up, I'll just restart from the spot. Um, I don't know. We'll have to see when we get there. But anyways, yeah. See, y'all didn't know Gemini was a cyborg. Like, come on, like, we all know this. It's not a secret. How else do you think he's bended developers to his will and made him tell them things that no other mortal should know? Because he threatened them with his laser beams. Also, I have died here because for some reason, like, the alignment after this ladder like put me to the side and I fell off and I died. That was a very sad run into one of these runs. Okay. Okay, I'm first just gonna open this door up a little bit, just to, because you gotta open up regardless. So I'm just gonna open up just a crack there. Like, I know that there's some kind of exploit you can do here. I know there's a faster way to get to that windowsill. Like, I saw someone do it once. Yeah, I ain't got time for that. I'm not even gonna risk that. Especially when you don't need to. That's just if you're trying to go for them world record bests. But also real quick, okay, so I've tried to get it. Frustrating. I eventually gave up. I mean, it is frustrating. It really is. Not dying, especially on this chapter, can be a pain. I was saying this earlier. You may already know, but there is an exploit to help getting this, and that is if you know you're about to die, like if you can see the monster trying to get you, or you're about to fall off, like you're about to die from fall death, you can use the restart from checkpoint in the pause menu. If you do it before the save file comes up on a death, it won't count as a death. So, up to you if you want to use it or not. But it is there, and they haven't patched it even in this enhanced edition. So it's up to you, but it is there. We won't judge you. We promise. I won't judge you because I used it, so I won't judge you. Jen might judge you, but I won't judge you. Oh yeah, no, Painted. You don't understand. See, so I knew Gem. Gosh, has it been like 3 years, 4 years, maybe? It was at least no, it wasn't 4 years. I didn't know you in 2020, or I might have saw your name, but like, we didn't like become like actual friends and like talking and stuff until at least like 2021, 2022, something like that. It's funny because it happened because I was already a fan of his content, and I think he told me he was already a fan of mine, like from those discords that were like popping up during the pandemic. We were both a part of a couple of them, and I already watched some of his stuff. It was already pretty good, like better than the average creator that was popping up in our discords and stuff. So I already liked him, and everything, and it was like 2022 or 3 something, probably 2022 I'd imagine, but it was around there. I was watching one of his videos, and he happened to just be putting out in the end, intro or outro, mentioning that he was up for collabs, and I was like, oh snap, because the partner that I had for the channel, I think he had moved or something, so I was kind of by myself, and I wasn't really sure what to do with the channel because I didn't like doing something for myself at the time, at least. And so I messaged him in the comments, and I was like, yo dog, hit me up. Like, I would love to do stuff with you if you're open for it. And he messaged me on Discord, and it just went on from there. It just went from there. And then that's when we did it's on my channel. We did put it on his, but on my channel we did Resident Evil 6 together. We did all 4 campaigns. It took us like 40-50 episodes to get through, but we did it. And it was a wild time. I'll just say that. Because Resident Evil 6 is a ridiculous game. And it was absolutely insanity. The two highlights from that playthrough, no, three highlights for that playthrough was in Chris's campaign. At the end of it, you confront Wesker's son, who's a character in the game as well, and he was just talking about like Wesker Mansion, and I just went to like full I went like the full cosplay mode as Chris, like just I'm like a grizzled veteran from like Vietnam. That was very funny. It was just crazy times. Oh, Wesker Mansion. Like, oh, the mansion back with Jill. Oh, crazy times. It just broke Gemini. It just broke him. It was a very funny thing. And then also Jake's campaign was a highlight too, because one of his actual weapons, no lie, is just fists. Just his bare ass fists. Not brass knuckles, mind you. Just his fists. And Gemini, he was all there for that. He was like, these fists are rated E for everyone. That was his catchphrase that whole playthrough. He was like, yes, make that mine. So yeah, that was the other. I forget what the other highlight was. Oh, the tank. There's a tank that just shows up. Just a straight up tank. It just blew my mind. And so that was very funny. But we did that whole game together, and it was a fun time, and our friendship has blossomed since then. Okay, I remember someone, like an old creator I was watching, like having a problem with this section, and when I first got to it, I was thinking like, what's the fuss about? Like, it's kind of creepy, but like, it's not hard because this thing moves crazy slow. Like, I even, like, yesterday I was playing this game again just to see how the PS5 version was, and I missed that jump. That second to last jump I made, I missed that. Oh, hold on, I gotta save my stamina. There's a chase coming. Okay, there we go. Go! Stranger danger, get out of here. Swiper, no swiping. Don't touch me. You can't touch me, I have a fox mask. Okay. Okay, what's weird? Okay, yesterday night I was playing this game. I got to this section. I hid in this box, as you see here. You see me? You see me? Yeah, you see me? Okay. I was in this box, waiting for the elevator to go up and for him to get attracted by the gnomes and leave. He grabbed me in this box. I was in this box and he grabbed me, and I died. And I was like, what? How does that even work? I'm supposed to be here. So I hope he doesn't do this again, because that was weird. Because I was like, what am I supposed to do? You want me to be here. You can't then just kill me. But anyways, let me do a quick pause real here. This is a good place to pause. But okay, 50 says he did not know that. Well, good. I'm glad I gave you some help. Hope it helps you out and you can finally get it taken care of. So yeah, there you go. Kimani can judge whoever he wants, especially after I was sacrificed. We'll just have to see which one of us makes it out of the nowhere. Jem is judge, jury, and executioner. That would be so cool to actually play games with Jem IRL. It was fun, I can tell you that. It was a fun time. It was a fun time. What if the boy that's in the cage you use to reach the lever thing is Bread Boy? I love that's now his canonical name. Bread Boy. Bread Boy. You know what? We need the backstory for Bread Boy. We need Bread Boy's backstory. That's who we need. Forget the other guy. We need Bread Boy backstory. That's what we need. Yeah, Pierce. Oh, I forgot. How could I forget Pierce? Resident Evil games are honestly so good. How are we all feeling about Requiem coming out soon? I mean, I don't personally have like a huge affinity for Resident Evil. I brought it up because I know Notorious Base is a huge fan of it. Gemini's a huge fan of it, so that's why I brought it up. And the only reason why we played Resident Evil 6 was because I knew it was the bad one, like the really bad game out of the series, and I also knew it was co-op, and I knew that Gem liked Resident Evil. So I was like, let's go with that, because since it's bad, we can have fun with it. Because Resident Evil 5 is not bad. It's weird, it's kind of strange. It's not like the others, but like it's not bad. Resident Evil 6 is just bad. So, but that was the reason why I played it. So like, I've only played 6, and I played Resident Evil 2 Remake, which I did have fun with. I played that on my channel years ago with a friend of mine, a different friend of mine, and but that's been it. So I'm not really the best person to ask about Resident Evil. Okay, but anyways, crazy times. No swiping. The janitor's cheating. He's not supposed to do that. That's what I said yesterday night. I was like, you can't do that. You don't get to do that. Like, you can't tell me to hide there and then kill me anyways. Anyways, Friggy Monster. Oh my. OG. CHG OG. What up? I'm so glad to see you again. Oh my goodness. Man, whenever I see you, I just immediately think of Kingdom Hearts because that was where I met you. Like those streams were fantastic. Those are so much fun. Bread Boy backstory, yes, the Bread Boy backstory. Supermassive, get on it. Forget low and alone. We need Bread Boy, and I want him to be called Bread Boy. Anyway, we're gonna get back to it. I'm gonna have to get away from the chat now. Oh, we are approaching the run stopper. Of in the game, like the main run stopper here. We are approaching it. It is about to come up here. So yeah, you come up here, you wait for him to go into the other room, and then you gotta throw that monkey that's above me if you can see it at the moment. And then he's supposed to go there. You're supposed to then run to the dresser and climb up. But it's just the lining to get to the dresser is just always so bad. You just almost never get it. So we'll have to see. Yesterday night I ended up getting it, which was crazy. But anyways, let's go. Okay, yep, that's Oh, so now I gotta figure out. Now I need to decide. Do I want to just restart it and start from here, or do I just take the L and start all the way over again? Because here's what I'm talking about. Like, if you do this restart of a checkpoint here, if you do it here, you're safe. So just keep that in mind for anyone who's going for this. You're safe. Like, if you mess this up, which you probably will, because everyone does. Restart from checkpoint, you'll start right underneath the floorboards, and you can go again at it. And you won't count as a death because I haven't technically died. But I know that I'm not going to make it. So I have to decide. So I have to decide right now, do I want to just restart checkpoint and keep it going? Or do I just take the L and restart from scratch? Okay, real quick. Let me see here. Takes me back. Justice for Bread Boy. Yes, Justice for Bread Boy. Anyway, man, I must shoot now. You're still streaming by the time I stop. Appreciate it, man. Hey, well, you have a good one as well. Good job. Have a good stream yourself. The hideous and blood curdling Bread Boy. I mean, I would poll, but there's only like 8 people here. Like, is that really worth a poll? I feel like you guys could just put your answers in the chat. Like, so I guess just put it in the chat. Like, what should I do? Do you want to just see me restart and just keep this going, or do you want me to restart from the start? Gemini, you don't get to answer because I know what your answer is. Everyone gets to answer except for Gemini. So I will wait a minute. If anybody wants to comment below, let me know your thoughts. Please let me know your thoughts so I can decide what to do. Rigged. You're rigged. How about that? You're rigged. No restart. Okay, so does that... Okay, hold on. How should I be reading that? Friggy, like, how should I be read that as no comma restart or no restarts? Okay, runaway says continue. Friggy, I'm not sure what yours was supposed to say. It was such a good run though. Restart. Okay, so we got one. Okay, I know for sure there's one of each for now. Okay, Payne says keep going. So we got 2-1. Friggy, let me just... if you could just clarify real fast what you meant, just so I can tally it up. Okay, so Fridge wants to restart. Oh wait, hold. Okay, so Kip says no restart. So I'm assuming you mean to just keep going. Okay. Um. Okay, so Fridge. Okay, so okay. Let me make sure I got this right. So Friggy says restart. Uh, Runaway says continue. So we got 1-1. Painted said keep going. Kip is saying I meant no restart, as in keep going. I'm gonna assume keep going unless I'm wrong. So we got 1-3, I think. If I'm reading that right, 1-3. Friggy wants to restart, but the other three others say don't restart. You know, Gemini, I'm gonna have a word with you later. You don't watch your mouth, bucko. Anyways, what up, Nightmares? Good to see you. Good to see you. We're okay. So I think the consensus is to just keep going. So I'm gonna restart from checkpoint. Okay. You say that, Kip. You say it's up to me, but it's not. It's up to the people. Okay. Let's try this again. Second time. Second time's a charm. Try this again. Dude. Okay. Oh. Nope. Not making it. Not making that. I saw that hand. Nope. That hand. Oh, nope. No swiper. No swiping. You are not touching me today. I saw that hand. Which is funny. I thought I was lined up. I still ended up being to the left. I don't know how this game has made it to where you always end up to the left. Where even when you think you're in the middle of that handle and you feel like you're good to go, it's like, nope, you are not. Oh! Whew, that was close. That was close. Whew, that was close. Oh my gosh, that was... See, you gotta be quick on the feet. You gotta be quick. Because if I was a half a second too slow, it would have saved, and I would have had to restart the whole thing. So you gotta know when you are about to die. You really do. Okay, but you see this time? I didn't even get his attention until the thing fell off. You see how like weird this is? Like, I just don't get it, man. Like, that section, like, I just feel like they didn't... I mean, I know they're indie studios, so, you know, who knows how much focus testing they were actually able to do, you know, from, like, other players besides the developers themselves. But at the same time, it's still like, come on, like, there's no other part that's that finicky. No other part in this whole game. It's just like, how did that slip through, you know? But either way, it's just... And you'll see, like, beyond this one part, everything else is very, very manageable. You? God dang it, 6. Okay. I know this piano bit can get a bit tricky too, but fortunately I've been okay with it. And whoop. And whoop. Okay. I will say though, I don't know how the janitor got from all the way down there to up here. must be them lanky arms or something. It's like, hey, what them arms do though? What I will say, as far as collectibles are concerned, this is probably the most tricky part if you're trying to also not die. Not necessarily for the Heart of the Core trophy, but just trying not to die because of all these things that are here. It gets a tad annoying to like get the cables. Oh, I almost slid to my death. Alright. And turn on the TV. And wait. Oh, well, I appreciate the sub, man. Thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you again later, man. Okay. And now we go through. I'm so glad these are here. These little nooks you can go through on the bookshelves. Oh my gosh. Such a lifesaver. Okay. This part always kind of freaks me out because like he doesn't react till you get to the first rotation, but you got to do 2 full more ones, and depending on where this piano is, like when you start, it just, oh my gosh, it just so fear-inducing that you're gonna like get caught. And also this next part, not this part we're at here, but when we open up the door, when I got to it, I was just like, this was a troll section. There's no other way to describe it. This was made to just troll players. Like, not, like, absolutely, it had to be. Oh, hello, Iris. Hello, hello. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. We are playing a Little Nightmare, trying to get the Heart of the Core trophy. I will be locked in for most of this, so please bear with me. And yeah, this part here, I was like, oh. Like my first run through, I almost died. I somehow didn't get caught by it, but I was just like, oh. You almost got me, game. Okay. That part pissed me off. First time I was like, what? I was like, they actually went ahead and did that, huh? Okay, well, we're getting to the close of the chapter here. Okay. Let me just get this boss fight done and close out the chapter. Basically done now. What's so infuriating about that is that when you don't know what to do, it's absolutely infuriating. But when you find out what to do, you cannot believe how simple it is. Like, I personally didn't like that at all, like my first time running through it, because I was like, what? And I was like, really? You need to pull that thing? Like, how? You don't even, it does, like, there's nothing to indicate that. I mean, you assume maybe it's something with the cage, but like, how are you supposed to pull those bars? Like, it's just, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that hook. I'm gonna get that hook. Yeah, boy, I'm so good. Anyways, okay. Hey, Irish Small Pie, time to get rid of this MF. Yes, yes, yes. And he's out. So okay, so now we're chapter 2. We're 2 chapters down. We got 3 to go. Chapter 3 isn't really a huge issue until the very end of the chapter. And by the very end, I don't even mean the entire chase sequence with the twins. I mean that very end spot where you need to grab another hook to get out of their wherever, the kitchen, I guess, and you get transported to the 4th chapter. That particular spot is for me at least, the only tricky spot in the chapter, because if the hooks just aren't lined up in your favor, you could be screwed. You really can. And it is like, I know you could probably try to line things up, but with you being chased, it's kind of tough to do that. And so I would say it's kind of like RNG, but kind of at the same time. And so it's just I got caught in it on the PS4 version once because of it, and then that's when I realized that you got to pay attention. So that's the only tricky spot for me, at least. Everything else is mostly manageable. I mean, the initial kitchen can get a little meh, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay. We'll be alright. It's okay. It's alright. Okay. I'm sure there's some kind of glitch on that jump too, I imagine. But I don't know. I'm not that good. But like, you guys, like, you see the point I'm trying to make about that chapter 2 though. Like, that chapter 2 spot, like, is no joke. Like, it just, compared to, as you'll see, compared to everything else in this whole game, it's just like, it doesn't make any sense how much, like, not hard, but just how much more finicky it is, you know, compared to everything else. And this game is very finicky, as all you guys know. But like, that part just in particular, I just don't know what happened with that section. And now we're gonna eat a rat. Man, I'm gonna make a joke about this in my video, Jim, about this particular section. I'm gonna say something about like we need to give this girl a Snickers or something, like, cause you're not you when you're hungry. 6, you're not out here eating rats and shit. Like, someone get this woman a hamburger helper or something. Okay. Okay. Oh, this thing too pisses me off. Like, you can never grab this thing your first try. Like, I don't know what it is. And once it thinks you're trying to do something else, and I'm just like, no, game, no. I just want to grab the thing. Okay. Now we are in the kitchen. And we're gonna get out of the kitchen. And now we're running through the kitchen. Now we go under the table. And then we go over here. And then we climb the cabinet. And then we go on the wooden beam. Alright. Oh, cool thing about the Enhanced Edition in particular, I think they actually fixed these balancing sections to make it more like LN2, because especially here, you still had like free walking and you could fall off. But like what I noticed, you can't fall off. You just stay straight, which I think is something they did in LN2 and they brought it over to this one. Which, hey, I appreciate it. You ain't gonna get no complaints from me. But anyway, let us. Okay. And we will be introduced to the second. Okay. Okay. Yummy rats. Hot Dorito snacks back. Dorito snacks back. The snack that smiles back. Yo, was that the old McDonald's logo or the catchphrase? The snack that smiles back. Was that McDonald's? If it was, I don't think, no, it wasn't. It was something else. Holy crap, Gemini, you just unlocked an old memory. I forget, where was that from? The snack that smiles back. Oh, Goldfish, Goldfish. That's where it was. It was for Goldfish crackers. Okay, now where is the chef? Okay, he's there. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, chef. Beautiful. Beautiful. You see, this is kind of why I've noticed personally in the runs that I've done in this game on both PS4 and PS5 that if you immediately just go forward, as soon as you get to the kitchen, and then when you go back to the kitchen with the key, I've had like almost no issues with that chef. Even like I know he can be a bit random where he'll end up walking and stuff, but honestly I've had no issues as long as you just go immediately to the other side. He just you'll be good. Okay, can you grab this meat? This hunk of meat, 6. Okay, and then we're gonna grab some of that, and we're gonna yank it over here. Yes, right. Grab that meat. Okay. Okay. Really? 6 are just gonna glitch for no freaking reason? Okay, we got issues. Okay, that works. Good enough for me. Okay, goodness gracious. I don't know. I know I'm missing a lot, and I know it has just nothing to do with it. Just has to just do with food. Making food references and stuff. See what you did, Gem? You said one food thing, and now everyone loses their mind. What the heck? Okay, it still worked. We'll roll with it. Yo, you guys saw that. One of the hams just flew out of the thing, but it still works, so whatever. I'm rolling with it. Or I guess I should say I'm crawling with it. She's just hungry for another one. Oh my goodness, y'all. I will say, 6 is a hungry girl. Like, she began, and when she gets hungry, it's like she just like waits until the very last moment for herself to eat, and it's like, yo, you didn't have to wait that long. Okay. Yo, so you guys saw that, right? I see you guys like, what the heck was that? Like, you guys saw that. Like, this game trying to sabotage me. Oh, and fun fact, I think I told Gemini already this when I did this on the PS4, but when I went for the trophy on PS4, my winning attempt, the game crashed on me. It crashed, and it crashed on me on chapter 4 too. And towards the end of it too. Towards the end of chapter 4, the game crashed on me. And I was just like, are you serious? But luckily, that didn't count as a death. It's just like the game just stopped. And since the game's always like auto-saving constantly, it just spawned me back to where like the last save would have been. And I was able to continue. But like it was just crazy. Like even through a crash, a game crash, like, you know, it's just like this game, man, just wants to just destroy you. Okay, so yesterday when I was going through this, I got very lucky. I went through those like this whole sequence was like perfect for me. So I'm hoping I can have the same luck. We'll have to see. Oh, awesome. Cool. That went just as well as last time. Okay, so that whole sequence there, you don't have to open up that door. That is a bit of a risk, because if you don't, like, you only get one shot before he shows up. And you're not losing that much time if you just want to just go inside and wait. Like, it's like maybe 10 seconds, you know? But it is it's something that, you know, you want to be a little fancy schmancy, you can give that a go. So, okay, so now we're getting towards the climax of chapter 3 with both of the twins here. So I usually wait a little bit first. I know that they're searching in that first spot I was at, but I like to just give it a bit of time. And also kind of just to regain a little bit of stamina. I know I have to hide again immediately, but I just like to hide here anyways. I know you probably don't have to. I just do. Just makes me feel safe. Okay. So now this section here is where things get a bit tricky, depending on where it really all completely depends on where the chefs are. Okay, yeah, so like that chef is there, which you probably could still go inside it. You go to the other side and climb up, but like I don't want to risk it. Okay. I should be good. I should be okay now. Alright, cool. And let's start. Alright. So everything's fine. It's really, again, these hooks at the very, very end. So we'll see if it lines up. If it lines up, cool. If it don't, I'll probably have to do another restart. Line up. See, okay, like if I was a little bit faster, the one in front of me, I would have went for that, but it was too far ahead, and the one that's behind me, it's gonna take too long, and these chefs are gonna get me. So, like, it's moments like that, like that's not even in your control, per se, and you could still get punished for it. So it's like moments like that where, like, I got caught, like, and but like there's nothing I can do. It's just like, will the hooks line up? Will they not line up? You know, it's moments like that that like make it really frustrating. Okay. that one worked out just fine. I will say I happened to I tried something in the moment, and I thought that maybe if I'm just like, if I just grab the hook, that'll be enough. But hey, we made it through, and chapter 3 is now done. Okay, so Iris says, one time I did this section, the second chef glitched and froze in place until I started climbing the plate and grabbed the hook. It looked like he was having an existential crisis. I mean, have you seen their faces? They pretty much always look like they're having some kind of a crisis. Okay, Frigi said I might have just still been good. You know what? Maybe I could have been. Like I said, maybe if I had tried before what I did this time and I just grabbed the hook, maybe that would have just been enough. And like the game just treats that as you win. But again, I'm not trying to go back. But Caleb, what up, Caleb? I saw you in Jem's chat. Hello to you. Glad you stopped by to say hi. The chef sounds are so funny. To me, they kind of just sound like, they just sound like disgusting. I don't know what it is. Like, I know they all make noises, but theirs sounds the grossest to me, in my opinion. But anyways, we are in chapter 4. Let us. Whoa. We almost lost it right at the start. Game, don't be scaring me like that. Now, I almost had a heart attack. Which is weird, because like the rest of that section, again, I think they fixed it to where like it keeps you on a straight line. Because I remember in the PS4 version, that is a balancing act the whole way through. To the point where I don't even think I even like sprinted it. I think I just did like the normal jog, run, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I died here yesterday. I was very upset about that. I just fell off. I don't know how that happened. But anyways, so chapter 4 is pretty much fine for the most part. There's one section about halfway through it that is the only spot that kind of trips me up. I will say the other tricky part though is at the end chase scene when you are, I guess, essentially turning a corner in a way. Like you're going side to side, but then you have to go to you have to go in towards the foreground. If you don't make that turn immediately, you will get caught. You will get caught. Like there's just nothing you can do about it. They will catch you. So, just keep that in mind, I suppose. And also this section too, they made this better too. You can't fall off of this either. They kept you in a straight line as well. So, this section here, I know you guys are saying that this section is like your favorite one. This section, that whole bit, climbing up the thing, seeing the guests come in, and then like them coming in again, that was probably the one section in the game where it left me with the most questions. Like it created the most questions for me. And I'm gonna be bringing this up in the video about like, because it made me wonder. Because like, the whole time I didn't know about. I knew there was a guest chapter, but I didn't know they came in by a ship. And so I was like, wait, what? There's a ship? Then where did they come from? Because I thought like the nowhere was already established place, and it was just like I guess in a sense like a city or something like that, or like just like a state or something, or like a country, I guess you might want to maybe call it. And then I'm just like, but like they had to come from somewhere, and I was like, I knew we were in the water, but I didn't know we were in the dead ass ocean. Like I didn't know that. So I was just like, it just created so many questions, and Gemini is definitely going to be answering them in the video for sure. Oh, and also this section too, I was just like, yo, you got hella food, dog. Like, why you want me? I'm made out of rat and bread. Like, you don't want this. You don't know what I've been eating. Oh shit. Why is this part tripping me up? What the fuck? Okay. I don't know why that tripped me up so much. Okay, one more time. Okay. I thought I almost lost it there. I didn't know what was going on in that section. Okay, here's the part where I think I'm like. This is the only part where I'm a bit weary on. So let's see if I can get through it, and not without freaking out. Okay, cool. We're good. Yeah, okay, we're fine now. This chapter will be fine. That's the only part where I'm like I'm a little trepidatious. Everything else is fine. No, Iris, you are correct. The enhanced edition is not on PS4 or the original Xbox One. It is a PS5 and Xbox X/S only thing. The only thing the PS4 has is the complete edition, I guess you could say. But that's about it. Which, I mean, I guess makes sense. I mean, I know why it sucks. I understand why you think it, why you say it sucks. But in the same sense, it does make sense because, like, the features that they're including in this wouldn't really work. Like, I fucking... What? What? There, of all places. Because I was too close to the wall somehow. Oh. Alright. We gotta restart. We gotta restart. I somehow died to him because I was too close to the wall. Like to the foreground wall. Somehow. Of all the places I was gonna die, that was not on my bingo card. I was never expecting to die there. So, but I will real check before we do. I'm gonna check that save file real fast. I want to see that save file. Okay, you see that? 43 minutes, and that chapter was like half over. Okay, and chapter 6 or chapter 5 takes like 6 minutes or something like that. So that just let that kind of, like, for those who are like a bit worried of the time, like, let that help you understand, like, the time, it really is not a huge deal when you know where everything's at. It just isn't. I'm not being like haughty about it. I'm just showing you. I'm like letting you know, like, that is excuse me, that is just like my I guess my proof. And so, like, because like the rest of the chapter would have taken like 3 minutes tops extra, more like 3 minutes more, maybe 4, I guess, because there's like that short cutscene-ish thing. So I would have been done with this chapter by like 48 minutes at the latest, and then you'd add another 6 or so for chapter 5, and you're at 54 minutes, 55 minutes. So it really is not a huge deal. So just let that kind of be your like kind of visual proof to know, like, as long as you know where everything's at, the real issue is just not dying. Unless you're me and you just suck at the game. Anyways. Okay, sorry. Let's see here. Anyways, I'm probably going to head out now. Wish I could stay for the whole thing. Hey, no worries, Caleb. I appreciate you just being here for a little bit. Yeah, have a good rest of your night or day or whatever it is for you. Hey, I appreciate it, Caleb. I appreciate the sub. I normally, like, I'm not a Little Nightmares channel, so I want to make that very clear. That is Gemini's deal. I will be doing a Little Nightmares video. I cover, I like doing like trophies and platinums and things like that. I am currently playing Dark Souls 2 on stream, but like as like a regular series. I already got the platinum for it, so I'm not really going for trophies. But I normally, like, my uploads will be like trophies and platinums and stuff like that. And your boy Gemini usually helps me out with those videos. So, if you also want to kind of support him with his editing and animation and everything, I'm sure he'll appreciate that too. Anyways, I cannot believe of all the places, like, of all the places, like, why there? Oh, man. Well, with the fact that I went that far and it's 4 p.m. here, and I do have things I want to do today, I'm definitely going to be abusing the restart. Like, no, like, dead ass, I am abusing it. There's no question about it this time. Oh man, that was highway robbery. You know what? How about, okay, for those who have tried going for Heart of the Core, for those of you in the chat that have tried it, put your comment below on like some crappy death that you remember, like one that was either unfair or one that was just like out of nowhere, like an RKO. Just like comment below. I'm curious to know, because with a game that has this much jank in it, I am sure that everybody who's tried that trophy has just a completely ridiculous death. Because part of what attributed to that death that I had was because of the fact that like I was too close to the foreground, so I couldn't go fully straight when I thought like my analog was just pointed left, just straight left, and this game thought I was going straight forward or something. So it was just like, it just kind of attributes to the game's like jank and everything. But like with jank like that, I know I ain't the only one with a horror story to tell. Oh gosh, that would have been another death. Okay. Yeah, it was unfair. I appreciate the sentiment. Damn it. Last time I was able to get almost out of the entire ick, which was really cool. I've never done that before. Friggy, so I appreciate your comment about the video. So, just so you know, it is not going to be a walkthrough. It will just be a, not just, but like, it's going to be it's going to be a very long video. But what the idea is I'm going to be covering my journey of me getting all of the trophies in LN1 and then the platinums for LN2 and 3. Because this game doesn't have a platinum. The first one doesn't have one. But it's going to be just basically kind of documenting the journey of like how it was for me, whether some things were hard or not. And it'll also be kind of including like a minor critique on like how I felt about the game as a whole, certain aspects of it, and things like that. And I try to throw in some humor and some fun to make it like entertaining, you know, because it's meant to be like an entertaining video. And then because I'm having Gemini edit it, and obviously he is Little Nightmares Lore Daddy Supreme, what I'm going to be doing to kind of leverage that is there's going to be multiple parts of the video where I will be kind of like talking to him in the script and like calling out to him for him to then, it's going to cut to him giving explanations on the lore, either through stuff that's been confirmed or you know, him and like Just Jord and other prominent Gemini lore you know, theorists and stuff like that, what the best prevailing theory is on a particular thing that I'm like having questions about. So it's gonna like cut back to him back and forth on that. So it's gonna like, so for those that like Little Nightmares, a lot of people who like Little Nightmares seem to know either Just Jord or Jam or both. So I thought it'd be a nice like inclusion to have like him actually in the video for those that really like, you know, Little Nightmares lore and stuff like that, because this game is, you know, it lives and breathes by its lore anyways, you know. So having someone that is prominent in that field, I felt would have been a smart move to do. So that's like another little extra thing that I'm having, and I'm only able to do that with a video for Little Nightmares because that's like his bread and butter. The only thing I could do something even close to that is Resident Evil, because that's like the only other game that he's like insanely knowledgeable about. So it's a very rare opportunity that I have, and I'm gonna take full advantage of it, and I hope it just comes out to make a fantastic video. But I just wanted to clarify what the video is going to be about, so that you don't like expect a walkthrough. it will document every trophy, but it's not going to be like a how to per se. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to like. It's really tough to. This is a really tough game to try to like talk and not talk, but follow chat and play while talking at the same time. Because with controls like these, you could die from the from the simplest things, as we found out. Okay, so you can like. I don't know what that. He said you could trip somehow and skip this scene, dude. That ain't gonna happen with me. It's just not happening. You can actually skip that first cutscene by restarting from checkpoint unless they removed that in the enhanced edition. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know you could even pause during that. I've been stuck under the slab of meat in the fridge before and had to restart. Didn't kill my run, but it was a jank. Dang, that's crazy though. You got stuck underneath of it? I remember when I was lifting the piano chapter 2 and it looked like Six just tripped on the rope and died. What the heck? What? I would love to have like seen all of this stuff. I wish you guys, I don't know if you guys would know, but Madden football, like American football game for those overseas. It's one of those yearly sports games and stuff like that. I don't play them, but what I do know is that every year, because Madden in particular has been known for a long time to be full of glitches and stuff and like just broken, like mechanically broken, game like falling apart and all that stuff. And they don't ever seem to like really fix it, like get it like right. Like there hasn't been a Madden game in like, I don't know, like 10 years or something that's like come out like, you know, fairly stable and like not full of bugs and glitches. But what people do is there's always like a montage of people's clips of like the wildest Madden bugs and stuff like that. And I feel like it'd be so funny to have something like that for Little Nightmares, for like all of the glitches and bugs people have come across in the game just because of all the jank. Or maybe, you know what, it probably already is. I'm sure Gemini probably made one himself, but I've never seen one, so. Okay. Sorry, I want to get through this part before I read anything more. This is probably the only tricky part of this chapter. Okay. But honestly, having that time, like that time played in your save files, man, that is so. I don't know how they didn't have that in the original version. That is such a great feature, and it helps so much with the Heart of the Core, because now you can, like, if you really wanted to, you can just go back to the main menu after every chapter and just look, like, just get a sense of where your time's at, so you don't have to like start doing all this mental math and like, you know, really be sweating too hard to figure out if you're on track or not, you know. Because people that put up like split times for every chapter for like where like kind of around the time you should be at, to be on pace to make sure that you'll get it. And so you just follow that, you know, and you just compare that with your time in the save file and you're golden. So I'm really happy that they added that in. And the split times that are provided aren't even like the worst split times that you can have. Like to like just make it is usually split times with having like 4 or 5 minutes left over too. So like if you did go over by a couple minutes on a chapter, like you're not completely dead. You know, your run's not completely gone and ruined. So, but anyways, okay, let me make sure we can get through this this little section again. Okay. Oh, this might be a little weird. Where am I? Oh, did I make it? Did I make it? I made it! I made it to the shadow. Oh. Oh, the Shadow Realm has saved me. Woof. That was scary. But we made it. We made it, and chapter 1 is done. Okay. Whew. That was a little scary one. Okay. Okay, by the way, if you want speedrunning tips and tricks, I suggest going to Nico's channel. Some of them are a little risky for Heart of the Court, but they're pretty helpful. Hey, keep that in mind, people. Keep that in mind. If you want some extra tips, go there. Go there. Oh man. I obviously can't because I'm here playing. But for those that want some extra tips, go there. You heard it first from Iris herself, or I think herself. I hope. I don't know, themselves. Person. From the person. Okay. Okay, so like I said before, when we get to the spot that was killing me last time, I am absolutely 100%. You can bet your left nut on it. I am restarting to checkpoint if I get caught. I'm not throwing a fuss about it. Yeah, it's like sometimes it happens all the time. Like, I'm not trying to be up against the foreground, but like I just am, and I don't understand why. Besides, because Jank. That's the only thing I can think of. You heard me, Kip. I said my left nut, or your left nut, or your left adjacent thing. I should have probably started this from the very beginning. I know Jem almost never swears in his live streams and his videos and stuff like that. Partially because there's just no need for what he's talking about, and probably also because he wants YouTube to be nice to him. Yeah, I'm gonna have a poop mouth from time to time. Okay. Oh man, I just can't believe that was where I died. If I had died at the table, I wouldn't have been as mad. Because I had died there before, and I think, in my opinion, it's the only tricky part of the entire chapter. But it was at one of the worst parts, one of the easiest parts. So now I have to really make sure I'm not up against the wall too much. But it's just, you can't tell. It's hard to tell. The spatial awareness you need for this game is just next level. I think the part that I don't like the most, when it comes to speedrunning, man, these hunger sections, oh my gosh, I think they annoy me the most because it completely halts the game. It just grinds it to a halt. I get it for narrative purposes, but at the same time, it's it just completely goes against the idea of even having that trophy. When you have sections like that, it just, ugh. Okay, Iris, thank you for clarifying. I appreciate the clarification there. Okay. That's why I try to trip 6. It's really hard though. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, are you able to trip her in every chapter that it happens? Like, in every instance? Or is it just in chapter 1 that you can do that? Come on, 6. Grab that thing. Okay. Whee! Come on, go. Good. Oh, that section too? Oh my gosh. That was when my first fit started in this game. Like, the first major fit that I had was that section, the swinging section. That one pissed me off. Because, and it could just be me being absolute, like, I'm just an idiot when it comes to games like these. And I just don't, like, anything that's not laid out to me, I just don't understand. But, like, I knew that there was a thing. I knew when I pulled on it, the door opened. But I didn't know you could swing. Like, I had no idea you were able to swing. And it wasn't until I was hanging on it for a little bit and the game finally told me that I could swing. And I was like, why did you take this long to tell me that I could swing? Like, you know I've been here for a fat minute. Just, like, fumbling around. And you now want to tell me that I can swing. I was so pissed. Like, I was just like, you let me here to just stand here forever trying to figure out every other way to get across except for the, like, one way that you already had programmed in the game to tell me anyways. Like, why did you wait so long? Like, it was just so infuriating. And I feel that was something that LN2 did do better. I don't feel like it, I still don't feel like it was hand-holding, but it did do a better way of tutorializing the game. And they were quicker to tell you specific controls. Like, for instance, when it tells you about running, like, yes, it is right after a log's about to kill you, but at least it is right away. It is not like after you die, then the game is like, hey, you can sprint. And it's like, oh, okay, game, thanks for letting me know after I die. Whereas, like, this game, like, it doesn't tell you, like, it tells you everything so late, you know? Except for the pulling the object. Like, that was right away. But, like, it had to be, because, like, it's the only way you can, like, it's just right there at the start of the game. But, like, everything else, like, it just felt like it took a little bit of time. It was taking its time. It was waking up from a nap a little too late. Anyway, Gemini, trips are a bit awkward as far as skips go, but they have to be framed perfect at the threshold for where the cutscene starts. It takes more commitment than you need. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I figure that's probably more for, like, getting those world records, you know? Like, glitchless world record runs, I'd imagine. Because I don't think that would be considered a glitch, per se. Sounds to me more like an exploit, rather than a skip. Or a glitch, you know? But that's probably who I imagine is probably going to take real good advantage of that. But for this, for me, no. Not with the game with this much jank. And here we are, the fabled dresser. Okay, chapter 1. I mean, chapter 1 looked like it made the most sense since there was those two blocks that I imagine is what you would use to try to do the skip. But anyways, let's go. Let's give it a go. Okay, see right there? You see how he just stopped? Like, he was walking my way and then just stopped. He doesn't always stop. And I don't know what dictates him stopping. Like, I really don't. But hey, we got through it first try, so, you know. We'll take it. And hey, you know what? If we do get through this just fine, you know, on this run, and let's say I don't need to restart on chapter 3, you know, we could say that I, you know, technically did get it legit. You know, like fully legit. Oh shit, he's actually coming. Yeah. Oh no, he's actually showing up. That was, I think that was the first time in all the playthroughs that I've done in this game where he actually followed me. Interesting. I found it curious that he never did. In my playthroughs at least. So that's kind of interesting. I finally got them. He actually followed me. Climb up 6. Don't be. Okay. The janitor's just special. This game is special. And I mean that in more ways than one. The hideous and blood-curdling dresser. The dresser. That's the OP. That's the real monster. I expect a 10-minute lore dump gem on the dresser. I'm gonna need that at my desk by next week. Okay. Yo! I thought I was dead. I thought I was so dead on that part. That was wild. But you know what? We take those. Oh, Iris, you gotta go. Oh, well, we're gonna miss you. We will miss you. Especially since you seem to have some hot tips and some sick tricks on this game. But I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here. And I hope you have a good rest of your night or day or whatever it is for you. But at least you got to see me get most of it done. And like I totally would have, like, if that BS hadn't happened, this game would have been wrapped up. Because you just don't lose on chapter 5. You just don't. Like, okay, see, this is where shit gets like really. Okay, yeah, see, like that's where things get like real sketch, depending on where this piano is. And that time, I was a bit unlucky on that one. Wielding a magic lighter. Okay. We are itching away towards the end of this chapter. Just got to get through a couple more things. Oh yeah, we got the troll door, as I'll call it. You know, I'll have to rewatch Gemini's first playthrough on this game, because I'm pretty sure it's on his channel. I'd love to see how he reacted to that door. Because I wouldn't be surprised if he was just like, oh, shit. Okay. God damn it! I didn't slide through because I thought that it was like just level with me when it lowers down, and it's not. And so I ran into it. Okay, I'm gonna give this one more try because I do have things to do, and if I don't get, I'll just come back tomorrow. I'll go live tomorrow and try it. But I do have some things I need to do today. 24 minutes, huh? That one actually sucks more than the other one. Okay, so can you... Oh, snap! Iris was right. Look at her helping us out, even though she's not here. Look at that. She was right all along. Well, if we see her again, we can confirm that it works. And I don't know if that cutscene actually counts as game time or not. But if it does, then hey, that saves like at least like 30 seconds. But dang, that hurt. That one particularly hurt. Oh boy. The hideous and blood-curdling environment. I mean, people do sometimes say the environment is more lethal than the actual like monsters are. So, I mean, at least that would kind of fit in. Also, Jem, what is this thing with this hideous and blood-curdling, like, stuff, like, prefix that you're using? Is that from something? Or did you just make it up? Oh boy. Well, you are all here to laugh at my pain, you know, so it's okay. I think it took me, Jem, how many times did it take me on PS4? I told you how many tries it took me. It took me like three. No, I think I told you how many hours it took me. To like of like attempts and stuff, and I think it took me like 6 hours. I think on the PS4 because I was trying it a couple times the first night, and then I tried it once or twice like the next morning, and then like later that evening I got it. I just can't believe like that was where I did like, oh my gosh, like that's not even like, that's like the worst part about it is that because like, you have to run through the early parts so much, and like the early parts just aren't as exciting. Okay. 6 hours total. Okay, so it was, so okay, so my final guess was right. You know, at least we're wearing a cool fox mask. We will always have that, a cool fox mask. So, oh boy, okay. Okay, sorry. Oh, so your community made it a meme. Okay. No matter how obscure, everything is just the hideous and blood curdling. Okay. Got it. So it's your community's version of wielding a wielding a magic sword. Got it. Okay. You know, this could be a good time to ask some questions. Because I wrote, I forgot, I remember all my notes. Okay, I got some questions. Maybe Gemma can answer them, and he can answer them live for us as our lore expert here. I remember some of the stuff that I wrote down in my script or my notes when I was going through my footage. Gem, or I guess anyone can answer this technically. If you know, feel free to chime in. In LN2, one of the collectibles are scattered remains. What are they, in particular? Like, has there been any confirmation what they actually are, or what's the best prevailing theory on it? Like, I'm just curious because every time Mono comes into contact with him, he looks like he's about to have a heart attack. But they also have the same, they look the same way that Dark Six looks when she gets shown. And then also when the Thin Man takes her for the first time and all that. You see those, apparitions of her, or whatever they're called. So I'm curious, what are they? Do you know? Or what's the best guess? Because it did make me wonder throughout the whole game. Because it feels like a strange collectible to have. Even for a Little Nightmares game, it seems very, I don't know. It feels like something that there's got to be a reason for it. I know Jem is furiously typing at the... Okay, yeah, there we go. I knew he was furiously typing up a storm. I do also love the devs were like, okay, we're gonna make a speedrunning trophy, but yet our character's also gonna have stamina at the same time. It's like, GG, good luck, figure it out, dick. Okay. Not so confirmed, but it's implied that they are visitors to the Nowhere who were captured by the Thin Man, and the remains Mono finds is kind of like the memory before they're taken. I see. That makes some sense. Oh shit. Come on, make that jump. Okay. Wielding a magic keyboard. Well, then I wonder, you say the Thin Man, is that just because he's the only character that we've seen who's when he grabs a child, that's what happens to them? Because it makes me wonder, maybe that could happen, if they got taken by anybody, not just the Thin Man. Or does only the Thin Man take children like that? Is that just his job? That's just what he does? Exactly. Notice you don't see glitching remains in the mall. True. Also, I guess it brings up a bigger question. It's like it's just so crazy. Like it kind of just flips. It constantly like flips things around on its head, because it's like one section. Like when I first understood it, I was like, okay, there's just the mall. That's just it, right? Even though there's people coming from a different ship, it's like, okay, it's just the mall. But then you realize that there's something greater, and it's the nowhere. And even if you didn't know about the nowhere, you would at least know from LN2 that there's also the Pale City. Oh shit. So you realize like this place is bigger than we initially thought. And it's made me wonder, like, what is the nowhere? Like, is the nowhere supposed to be like a continent-sized thing? Is it a country? Is it just what they call their world, like their multiverse? Because I was like, okay, I knew about the Pale City already, like before I played LN2. I knew about that. But then I was like thinking, like, I didn't know that the forest that you start the game out on, it's just like one little river right away to the nowhere. Am I game freeze? Okay, never mind. And so I was just like, what? Like, so then, like, where was the mall then, you know? And so then it's like, it's just strange. Like, this whole world is full of these monsters or whatever, you know? And it's like, how was it even made in the first place? Why does any of it exist? Because the kids are normal. However, actually, okay, here's a question. Here's a question, Jim. In the first chapter of LN2, when you're in the first house, when you finally make your way to the first house, you get to that family table, and there's like those people who are like those adults or whatever, like they look dead or whatever. They're designed in that traditional way that most adults are designed in the game, very grotesque and all that. But there was a kid in there, in that table. And he's just as grotesque as everyone else, but he doesn't look... He looks maybe a teen at the oldest. So I'm thinking, like... I was wondering about that. Like... So are teens also affected? Because, like, teens, depending on who you ask, you know, they're still very much children. You know? But yet, they're pictured or depicted in the same way that adults are. So it just made me kind of... I was really confused about that. Is it like as soon as you hit a certain age, you're done? you now look like this. Well, like, okay, so you say it's ever expanding and it's based on reflections of the kids that are in it. But then, like, for instance, we just got done with chapter 1, and she's in this prison-esque place or whatever. But there's also multiple kids in there. So, if it is ever expanding, it's also then still grouping kids together, though, at the same time, which is not really expanding much. The hunter is a taxidermist. Is he really? Oh, I'm pretty sure if I had like paid more attention to the surroundings, I would have saw that, but I did not catch that. So okay. It is my theory that he is an isolated and desperately lonely individual. By the mannequin parts in his attic and photos of the doctor, it could be best speculated that he's attempting to build himself a family. Oh, he has pictures of the doctor. Oh. Like I didn't catch none of that. I was looking at none of that. I will say though, I was kind of curious about the doctor and like the mannequin's patients. Like they're mannequins. Like they're made out of like plastic parts and stuff. Like not even like human parts or skin or whatever. At least I didn't catch that. Maybe they are, but I didn't really feel that they were. But I'm just like he's looking at these things like humans, like people, but they're not. And I'm just like, what is happening here? Anyway, yeah, the teen on the chair, yeah, like the teen, like he looks just like as grotesque as all the adults. But I was wondering why, because like he's not an adult. Teens are not adults. But is it just because they're no longer children that they still count? And so like if you're just not a child, you just look like that now. Like man, that sucks. Which I guess that could play to what Jen was saying about like kids' depictions, because to children, teenagers basically look like mini adults in their eyes. So I guess that could play into that. I can tell you, like I remember when I was like in second grade, my school also had went up to sixth grade at the time, and I remember thinking those sixth graders, to me, in my eyes, they were huge. Like they were just like they were basically adults in my eyes. So I guess that could play into that. Okay, Roger. Or wait, isn't his name Roger? Or is that someone else? I don't know. Janitor, whoever you were. One more time. I'm not trying to go through you anymore. Okay. I'm not getting caught in any more stupid tricks. The maw itself may not be constructed from Six's memories, but those of another visitor. Potentially one of the other children found within its walls, but once it exists and nowhere anyone can see it. I see. I guess then you could also then say that, I guess, in theory, everything that Mono went through in his game may not be of his own design. Especially since he has Six with him through most of the game. Like, they may not have been his own fears. They could have been, because if you're saying anyone in the game can see it, and you're posing the idea that possibly also Six is not even going. This isn't even Six's creation, potentially. Then I guess it's also the case that what Mono goes through also isn't. Not everywhere that Mono went through is something of his own fear per se. I gotta give a shout out MVP to my camera, because usually when I use my camera it like messes up the stream quality, but so far it's been holding out the whole time. I can't believe it. I'm happy for it. I do apologize if that has led to like some stream quality being a bit meh. But I don't have a PC. I don't have like a desktop. I'm actually just using a MacBook to do all this. And I got like the most janked up setup to get everything, to make sure everything works. So I am very happy that the camera is not being too much of a detriment. And here we go, the dreaded, the hideous and blood-curdling dresser. It's possible the entire wilderness is Six's creation. That's true, and it's I mean, all of this could be Mono's creation. Because Mono she just showed up in the wilderness. Like he was just there. Okay. Look at that. Somehow didn't trigger him at all until that thing fell off. Look at that. Another. Hey, but you know what though? At least that's another first try. So, ain't even mad about it. You know, I wonder though, where did Six get her lighter in the first place? Because she didn't seem to have it at all in Little Nightmares 2. Where'd she get it? Did she just find it? Okay. Man, I just want to get this done with, man. Just want to. Oh man, I know I can't make that. That's a mystery. One of nature's mysteries. Oh, I guess I should also mention on the trophy video that I'm going to end up doing. I guess this will be news for Gem as well. So the game is poised for already now to have 2 DLCs. There may be more afterwards, who knows? But we know for sure 2. There is a chance that those could have trophies. I would be surprised if they didn't. Most games DLCs come with trophies. Especially when they're story driven or like, you know, major story content. And so my platinum or my trophy video is probably gonna have a follow-up to cover the DLC. However, it won't come out until we know for a fact that they're done with all the DLC, because like I said, we know 2, but they may do more. And so when Gem and I can confirm that they ain't doing no more, we'll probably do a follow-up to cover the DLC trophies as well, just to kind of just make sure everything's complete per se. And I'm sure that the DLC will come with its own revelations and twists and turns and other confirmations and questions to the overall lore of the universe. And so we'll have plenty to cover in the video, but I did want to bring that up. The hideous and blood-curdling piano. Yes. Especially for you, because when you said you got crushed by it. Oh man. Come on. Oh. Dude, I saw his freaking shadow too, man. It's just like, and this is something, that was like another improvement I knew that they did from LN2, is that there weren't as many parts that were like really out of your hands to progress, or like especially when it comes to like having to get away from the monster or whatever. Like, I can't recall any section in chapter 2, for instance, like with the teacher or the kid who like there was like RNG like that was like completely out of your hands, whether you got through or not. You know, because it's like if the piano's just not lined up, I mean, you gotta wait, and if you're not fast enough or whatever, when it comes to you, you could get caught, and it's not really your fault. And like the same thing with the chefs, you know, at the end of the thing, if the hooks aren't lined up with you, you know, you may not be progressing. You may get caught, and it's like that's not really your fault. But anyways, we are almost back to the part where I died last time. But not again. I ain't messing around with that again this time. Okay, cool. That's done. Okay, chapter 2's done. Now, chapter 3, we should be fine. Just not make sure we get caught by the hooks at the beginning, and yeah. Because like between chapter 4 and 5, like between the two of them, it takes like 15 minutes total. No, I'm getting you. I'm getting you. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Alright, GG on the way. Yes, we are back on track. Back on track. And as you guys saw, for those who are still here, my first run through on chapter 3, I got it pretty streamlined for the most part, so it's not going to be too bad. Like, the initial kitchen section is probably where I think it takes like the most time, so, and I got that pretty streamlined, so. Yo, I think I did a skip. I think I did the skip by accident. At least I wasn't. Yeah, I think I ended up skipping the first Hunger Pain. That was cool. Yo, I'm a pro. I'm a pro player now. Are you proud of me, Gemini? Watch out for the hilarious and blood-curdling jank. See, that is this game's true boss, is the jank. That's the real boss in this game. It goes jank, the environments, and then the monsters. Oh wow, I actually grabbed that first try too. Oh, that's maybe the run. Oh shit. He actually saw me. Oh no. Will I get high enough? Yes, I will. Alright, cool. He's no match for me. Okay. LN3 monster list confirmed. The jank, the environment, the dresser. The dresser would be scary. Dude, the dresser would be top tier, okay? It would make everyone's, like, top tier lists for most scariest monster across the entire franchise, everything included. Dresser, #1, hands down. Teacher, nah, get out of here. Janitor, not on your life. Thin man, pff, get out of here. It's the dresser. The dresser is the real nemesis. Also, I love how the guy turns on the lights and is just not bothered by the key. Presumably his key, or his, his twin's key on the ground. Just not a big deal. Also, Tibbs, not Tibbs, Gem. Has Tibbs gone for this trophy yet? Or, like, has he already tried it? I think when I saw him play this game live a few weeks ago, he mentioned something about going for this trophy, I think. Making our merry way. Was this? I think this was the part, Friggy. You mentioned about the being under the meat. I think that was you. I don't think that was Iris. Okay, no, I don't think he has it just yet, but I'm sure he'll be attempting it at some stage. Tell him to get on it. Tell him to hurry it up. Tell him I have challenged him. I've officially challenged him. He better get it. Tell him he's not a real LN player until he gets it. You know, it was actually his playthrough that gave me the confidence that I could get it, because when I saw him play it, and what gave me confidence was that he was just playing for the first time ever, didn't have any other playing of it, and he still beat it in like two hours and some change. And he was able to finish, and he died a few times, whatever. Was figuring things out on his own and all that stuff. He still only took him like 2 hours and some odd minutes. So I was thinking, like, shoot, if that's how much it takes on a completely blind playthrough, I was like, dog, like, I should be fine. The time should be totally fine. But it was actually seeing him play that like solidified it to me that, like, okay, I can definitely do this. Anywho, just as it falls, but it glitches into me. That is just crazy. That is just crazy how that happened to you. That's it, Mortal Kombat. I don't remember. Is Tibbs good at Mortal Kombat? I can't remember. You know what's funny? I know this kind of really only applies to Gemini, but I've been seeing a lot of articles about the upcoming Mortal Kombat collection, and almost every time I read something about it, the thing that gets mentioned, that always gets like thrown into the article, is always the fact that there's no PS2 era games on it, and they always specifically mention Deadly Alliance, and I'm just like, why is that? I mean, I haven't played it, so I guess I don't understand it, and I just don't understand. I don't know why everyone has such a hard on for that game. Like, I just don't get it. I can't. I don't understand it. I've never played it, but I have played Deception and Armageddon, and I'm just like, yo, where's the love for Deception? Like that's the game. That's the game. But I mean, I would play it. Absolutely, I would play it. But like, I don't personally understand why that one's always mentioned and not none of the other PS2 era games, because there was a handful of them and they're all pretty good. So, give some shout outs to Shaolin Monks or was that the same? No, it's a different game. Shaolin Monks or Armageddon or Deception or any of those. Yeah, he back in his heyday, not anymore, because he doesn't play them like he used to. But in his prime, when Mortal Kombat 9 was the meta, yeah, your boy was our boy Gem. He was the bee's knees. He was absolutely fucking. He was disgusting, more or less, at that game. And he was like top, the top like 10 or whatever on the PlayStation servers leaderboards and all that. I don't remember, Jim, if you actually went to official tournaments whether locally or for further abroad. But I know at least on the PlayStation servers, you were like, you know, in that top, in those top rankings for sure. Oh man, the fire jellies. I remember that too. He's done a lot of things while playing Mortal Kombat. He's like dressed up as Reptile the whole time. He's played it blindfolded. He's played it like with his feet or something stupid. But yeah. But it's funny because it's just like you would have thought that he would have kept that going to like Mortal Kombat 10 and 11 and then all that, and I don't know why, Jim. I don't know why you didn't put as much time into those other ones like you did 9. Was it just like you had less priorities? I'd imagine you were younger. Because when that game came out, like you must have been like in your maybe 20s, like maybe 20 or something like that. Because like you're 3 years older than me, and I was like a teenager when that game dropped. Like I was like 16 or 17, I think. No, I might have been older than that actually. Because it was 2011 when that game came out. Or was it 2011? That was 2011. Yeah, because isn't that game also called MK 2011? I can't remember now. Oh, her girlfriend sold the PlayStation. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. She didn't understand that you were going pro, man. You could have been pro. She didn't understand. You had to play 8 hours a day. It was your job. Okay, so he's not there. Oh wait, he's about to be. Ah shit, they found me. How are we doing this? How are we doing this? Okay. Alright, it'll put me back a little bit, but I'll be okay. Okay. I just need another one here to go. Dang it, he saw me now. Okay, I'm gonna restart just because it's taking too long. I think that might have been why in my recording I restarted here as well, because I think it was just taking too long. Because again, this is another like stupid RNG thing, which is like, it just makes me baffled. Like if you're gonna have a speedrun trophy, okay, fine, have a speedrun trophy, but like, it can't go against things that you already have implemented into the game. That no player, no matter how good they are, they can't really manipulate things like that. Like you can't make things go faster. I can't tell the chefs where to go. Like maybe there's some weird glitch that can manipulate where they'll go, but most players aren't going to do that or can't do that. So it's like, why would you have that? Because now I have to wait for these 2 bozos to finish their dishes. Okay, come on. Yeah, she sold my PlayStation. What do you mean get a job? This is my job, woman. Oh, Fiji has to go. Well, it was so great to see you again. I have normally been streaming Dark Souls 2. However, it has been a bit on like random times. So I couldn't say when I'm gonna like stream again. But if you happen to see me, please stop by. Bring back those old Kingdom Hearts days. God fucking damn it. Again, see this bullshit with the hooks. Anyways, but yeah, hope you have a good night. See you next time I stream, whatever that will be. It's gonna be terrible. These hooks. Okay, this one. Okay, whew! Alright, that one worked. That one worked. And chapter 3 is at a close. Okay. Cool. The hideous and blood-girdling bozos wielding a magic dishcloth. Okay, let's not... Okay, let's make sure I don't fuck up here again. Okay, okay. Back to where I can go straight. Alright, so we are almost at the part where I died the first time. So maybe we can finally get some... I can have my redemption. And get through this part. Fingers crossed. Let's hope. Now, I really do hope so. My back hurts. Cause I've been like leaning forward instead of like leaning back. So I'm trying to make sure I like people hear me from the microphone. Jem, what is the prevailing theory on where these guests are coming from? Is it Pale City, perhaps? Or wherever that area is at? Or, you know, what's the best prevailing thing of where they might be from? Actually, it probably isn't Pale City, because one thing I will say about Pale City is that all the residents, they have just as grotesque faces, but none of them are as you can see, as huge as these guys are. So it probably isn't from Pale City. It's probably from somewhere else. Because like, even the hunter, I mean, he was a bit husky, but like not like these guys. And of course, the teacher isn't. Thin Man obviously isn't. He said his name. And most of the adults that you find, like in chapter 4, for instance, the ones that you find in chapter 1, they don't like. They're not like these people are just. They are just literal circles. Like they were just circles of people. That is all they are. I want to get back to the spot for redemption, because that was absolute BS. First, I make sure I don't mess up this part last time. Then we gotta get through this real fast as well. Let's hope I don't mess this up. Okay, good, we're good. All right. "2017 comics are depicted walking with suitcases, presumably towards the docks, but you're right. Most Pale City residents are quite slim." Yeah, I mean, if not slim, they're just, you know, normal, whatever, you know, regular sized people. At the very least, they're not this. They're not these people. Okay. Alright, here we go, people. Remember me? Okay. Do not be... Fucking hell, why is that part messing me up so... At least this time I didn't die. I didn't die this time. But for some reason I couldn't even get up this time. This section hates me. Alright, we made it. Okay, we should be in the clearing now. I will say it was kind of cool when my first playthrough. I did find it neat that they brought, you know, they had one of the twins come back. I thought that was kind of neat. And it makes perfect sense because we're seeing all these residents or these guests eating. Obviously, that has to come from somewhere. So having one of the chefs show up or the twins show up was, I thought that was a nice little touch. And it made sense too. So like, I like it. I didn't even know that there were comics in 2017 though. I thought the comics for this game didn't come out till way later. Oh, by the way, this is where the game crashed on me on my PS4 run through. Right up on those pipes. And I was like, what? But luckily it just respawned me like right here at the start of this section. And that's like a game time, so it's okay, we are towards the close of the chapter. We got the final chase scene. Okay. Time to run. Time to run. Time to run. Okay. No, it's not here. Right here. You gotta turn right away in this part. Otherwise you won't get away fast enough. Cool. Alright, this is now basically a wrap at this point. She's hungry again. Like, yo, how are you hungry again? You just ate a whole ass rat. Okay, this is the one section of the game where I didn't really agree with the narrative choice they took. Like, I get it. Like, I obviously see what they're doing. She was, like, as her hunger kept happening, she was falling, you know, into further, like, more, you know, desperation and all that and everything. You know, having to eat whatever was there, no matter what it was, as the game progressed. Like, I get all of that. Like, I do get all of that. But what pisses me off with that particular part was that there was clearly, like, the gnome was clearly giving meat to Six. Clearly. It was like, that was a whole ass sausage. It was like twice the size of him, twice the size of her. And yet she still ate the gnome. And to me, that just makes no sense, because it's like, she was eating the rat. Like, well, first she ate that, like, that weird meat carcass, and then the rat. But it was framed in the sense of, I mean, I guess you could look at it, that was framed in the sense of that, like, she was eating that because it was the only thing that was available, and she's starving, so she has to eat something, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're losing your humanity along with it. Obviously, that seems to be what they're doing. Like, not only was she eating what was ever there, but she's also losing, like, part of her humanity, or losing something as she's eating something less and less resembling regular food. But it's like, why? You don't have to lose your sanity just because you had to eat something, you know, maybe revolting or not something you would normally eat because you're starving. Like, just because you ate a rat doesn't mean you don't like food, like regular food anymore. Like, I don't agree with it. I think that's like the one narrative thing that I personally didn't like, because to me it makes no sense. I mean, it makes sense, but it makes no sense if you know what if you kind of get what I'm saying. And I don't know how the community feels about it. I personally just didn't like it. I didn't enjoy that part, especially when I'm thinking, like, yo, those gnomes, like, look at them. There's nothing to them. They're practically skin and bones as is. What are you gonna get out of it? Like, there ain't no meat on that thing. So, like, what sustenance are you gonna get out of a gnome? But anyways, that's just me ranting. I mean, and the grand scheme of things, it doesn't. I don't know. It's weird. Like, with Six being, like, one of the most recognizable characters in this franchise, she's kind of a complicated character for me personally. Between both the games that she's been represented in, like, I don't completely like her or completely want to root for her, you know, because, like, I don't know, she just does some things that just aren't really likable, and to me it isn't framed in a way that either I understand clearly or that I can agree with. But again, that's just me. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not a hardcore fan of the franchise. Those are just kind of my thoughts when I kind of, like, was playing through it and trying to, like, digest it and, like, some of the undertones and all that. But anyways, now we're at the final battle, and yeah, you don't lose. You just can't lose. Watch me fucking lose. Yo, that's what I was saying, Jem. I love that comment. Like, imagining something as big as you, and you still almost end up dying from starvation 14 minutes later. Like, barely 14 minutes later, man. Like, not even. You put that in the best words possible. You understand me, man. You get it. I love how even this mirror is, like, bigger than Six. I mean, shoot, the keys that we've been grabbing are almost bigger than Six. What's crazy is that, like, you think Six even knew at the start, like, this is what she needed? Or she just saw it, she's like, ah, the only thing I got, might as well try it and see what happens. Cool, game's over. Now we have to eat her alive and then go get out of the mall, and then we win. I mean, I should be fine. I hope none of the resource I did is everything. I don't think I saw any save files. Oh, by the way, Jem, when we spoke about the ending, and you told me that about like the lady sticking her neck out. When I played it again, I did see that. I did see what she meant by that. I didn't notice it the first time, but after I took a notice to look, I was like, oh, I see it. I guess I mistook that like that neck leaning thing as like her trying to like just get up or something. I must have just misinterpreted it or something, but I did see that, and obviously I saw it here too. But yeah, I did see that. I was like, oh, she does, like just kind of lean her neck out a bit more, which is crazy. I will say that ending scene has a lot less bite to it with that fox mask on. Well, I'm tired. Little Nyrus took it out of me, man. Okay, I just got to do a walk through here, which takes like about another minute. And so, like, what is she doing here? Is she like... Is she just like... Is it just like so that she's taking like her essence or something? Is it her soul? I love how that one just falls straight on her face, though. There it is. Heart of the core. We're done. We got it. Heart of the core has been attained. You can't see it because it's on the... Oh, wait, you can still see it. It's just... my webcam partially blocked it, but you can still see it. We're good to go. We got that little nightmare Riz now. And it took me half the time it did on the PS4. It took me only 3 hours to do. But yeah, we got it. Heart of the core has been attained. And now the only thing I need to do is just do the DLC. Not done the DLC at all yet. But yeah, we got it. Woo! Gemini can say he was here. And this is what we're going to use, Gem, for the PS5 version. I'm going to mention like how I did this live, and you can kind of throw up some footage or whatever. I'm going to download it, or either find a way if I can get a file of it from the OBS. Either way, I'll have a later version of it or something. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, that was it. We did it, and everyone that was here witnessed it. It's funny, I almost had it on my first go too. I almost had it on the first run. On the very first run, I almost had it. And then a stupid death of chapter 4 got me. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's not. I mean, obviously, as long as abusing that restart function really does help, but in a way it's almost kind of needed because there's so much. There's a handful of sections that really are out of your control that can make you lose the run. So it's almost kind of like balancing the odds in a way. Because I will say that's one thing. Like if they had brought that back in LN2, I wouldn't have felt as many deaths coming from that part per se, like RNG stuff. I don't know if I would consider the bullies in Chapter 2 RNG per se. It's just like the timing is just really tricky with all of the bullies you have to knock out, which is a bit of a different kind of BS to deal with, but it is still very annoying and I wouldn't want to do it. But I don't think there was as much RNG stuff in LN2, you know. So at least there was that, and I would have been, I would at least be able to say that, and I wouldn't have to like feel like I need to abuse that. I would abuse the hell out of it in Chapter 2 though, with those with the bullies. But like anything else, I don't know if I would need to. Yeah, even Chapter 3 with the mannequins and with the flashlight, that's not really RNG. It's just you just have to just be quick with the flashlight. That's really where it comes down to. You just have to be skilled with the flashlight and constantly, you know, pivoting it between mannequins coming at you from different sides. So it is kind of more of a skill side thing. But yeah, that's kind of like the only other thing. Cause Chapter 4 doesn't really have anything like that. Neither does I guess Chapter 5 kind of does with the boss fight with 6, but I don't know. It's not the same. So I would at least be able to say that with LN2 if they had done something like that. I will say LN3, I really hope they don't, because Jem was telling me that in the demo that was released recently, you have some kind of like combat interaction or a boss fight of some kind, and in this game both characters are needed, especially even when it does come to combat, and they both can be hurt as a result of that. And so it leaves it up to the AI, and if the AI just ends up in a weird spot or something weird happens, that's out of your control and you can't do anything about that. And so that kind of goes against the nature of a speed run, and it feels like it's not designed with speed running in mind. So I would hope that they be smart and not do that, or if they're gonna do that they have some kind of like contingencies put in place where like maybe like the time limit is very generous to account for some of that unpredictability, or maybe there's a death limit. You know, maybe it's not 1 life, maybe you have 3 or 5, you know, something like that, to kind of, again, to accommodate some of the things that you cannot control. You know, because then it's like, oh, then you're almost forced that you have to do co-op, and not everyone can do co-op, you know, throughout the whole game. So I don't think that they would, but if they did, I would hope that they would have put some of those things in mind in their design as a result. Because otherwise, it's just going to be a challenge, but not a good kind of challenge, not the fun kind of challenge at all. So those are my thoughts on that. But anyways, as the credits finish scrolling, I'm going to wrap up the stream. I see there's still 6 people here. Thank you for sticking around the whole time. Hope you had a good time watching me. It's, you know, succeed in getting this done. It was a lot of fun. I hope Kip, I see you. I hope hope you took your notes. I hope you see this as inspiration for your own run. I'm gonna skip the credits real fast so I can see the final time, because you can't pause these, I think. Yeah, you gotta just let them scroll. I'm gonna get a quick glimpse of my final time, and I'll have you take a look at it so you can see kind of, you know, where to go with it. Thank you, Painted. I appreciate that. Also, thank you guys for letting me be able to use the exploit for the restart the checkpoint thing. That my gosh, that helped me so much. I probably wouldn't have been done yet if I hadn't been able to do that. So appreciate you guys with that, for your unanimous decision. But let's just quickly check the once this hurries up, and there we go. Okay. Thank you for playing. Come on. Okay. Go with me. I also like how you can start in the enhanced edition. You can go straight to the kid's story. That's really cool. I like that. We're not going to do that, but I do like that. Okay, let's go and... All right, 50 minutes. I had 10 minutes to spare, which I'm sure probably helped because I had, you know, the I did skip that cutscene. I took Iris's tip to mine, which probably helped. But yeah, 50 minutes to get the whole thing done. Now, granted, obviously, yes, I use that exploit and everything, but like that's saying that like if I hadn't have used it, that's how long it would have taken me if everything, you know, if I had got the hook at the right time, if I had, you know, climbed up. Well, actually, I did climb up the dresser first try. But you know, like all those other things, like about 50 minutes took me. You know, so again, you're totally fine on the time. It's just making sure you just don't die on some of those riskier spots, those trickier spots. So you'll be good, Kip. You will be good. You will get it. Long, especially since you said you got your sleep. You will get it. You will get hard to the core. You will be good. Just know like what parts are tricky for you, because what was tricky for me may not be the same for you. Just keep that in mind. Remember where everything's at as they come, and don't get scared. Don't be nervous, and you'll get it, man. Or no, forgot. You were not. But yes, but you will get it. You will get it. So yeah, but again, thank you, Painted. Thank you, Kip. Thank you, Gem. Thank you, everyone else who was in here. We had a good time. It was a lot of fun. The next time I go live, it's probably going to be to play Dark Souls 2. I've just been playing that lately. I'm going to eventually finish that. I know it's nothing close to the same as this, but if you do like something else, Gem usually joins in on those streams too. So if you also just want to come to hang out with him more, by all means, that's another avenue to do so. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys have some fun. I try to bring the same energy that I brought to this to like Dark Souls or whatever. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good time. I don't have a date for when the trophy video for Little Nightmares will go out. Obviously, it's going to be after Little Nightmares 3 because we're going to include that game in it too. But I don't think it'll be too long after. Like, I think the deadline we gave ourselves was the end of the month, end of October, which I already have all the footage for Little Nightmares 1 and 2 done already. So Little Nightmares 3, when that drops on Friday, I'll be playing that Friday and then recording that and then getting the footage for that and then going through it. And since Little Nightmares just isn't that long of a game, and I think Little Nightmares 3 will at least be as long as Little Nightmares 2, maybe a little bit longer, but I can't see it being some gigantic, I don't think it's gigantic, but like being like a 15-hour game. I would be surprised if it was. It'll probably be like a 10-hour game, maybe 12 at the most, and that's not that long. So it won't take me too long, to go through it, get the platinum for it, and then go over my footage and get my notes, and then pass that on to Gem, and then he gets to working on putting it together, and then we publish it out. So we're pretty certain we'll be able to have it done by the 31st. But again, like, even if it is earlier than that, I still don't have a date, so I can't go out and start selling. I can't tell you. I can't tell Gem to tell you. Tell you guys on his streams or in his community posts or whatever. But when it is getting close, maybe I'll let him know to let you guys know. But if you're subbed, you'll see it. It'll come up on your feed, and when it comes out, I hope you guys have a good time with it. But until then, again, thank you guys for joining. Appreciate your time being here. Glad you had a lot of fun. Hope this helped anyone trying to go for it. You saw it with your own eyes that it can be done. You saw it live. And yeah, y'all take care now. Goodbye.